Right, so GPT-4o, OpenAI's newest, well, I love digging into this stuff, and honestly, even I'm a little blown away by all the hype.
Yeah, it's really something. What's got everyone buzzing is that it's not just another AI that's good with words.
Yeah.
GPT-4o is multimodal.
Multimodal.
Yeah, think of it like this. If previous AI models were those single-use kitchen gadgets you never actually use, GPT-4o is like a Swiss Army knife.
Okay.
Text, audio, images, even video, it processes it all. And get this in real time.
Okay, that's a pretty sweet analogy. But backing up for a sec, OpenAI, they're kind of a big deal in the AI world, right? Just so everyone's on the same page.
Right, they've been pushing the envelope for a while now, that's for sure.
So where does GPT-4 fit into all of this?
It's like they're saying, why settle for an AI that specializes when we can build one that does it all? That's where that omni in the name comes in.
Okay.
The idea of an AI that's much closer to, well, us.
Okay, Omni definitely sounds cooler than specialized. But for those of us who, aren't coding this stuff, what exactly is GPT-4o?
Imagine, like, a massive network of interconnected nodes, all learning and processing information at the same time. That's GPT-4o's single neural network.
Okay.
Older models were more like a factory line, different parts handling different tasks.
Oh, okay.
Like this one, it's a powerhouse doing it all at once.
Yeah.
Faster, more efficient.
Hold up. How much faster are we talking? Because I know I can take a while to answer questions sometimes.
Think about how long it takes you to process a question and respond a few hundred milliseconds.
Yeah.
GPT-4o analyzes input and generates a response in 232 milliseconds. Almost as fast as having a conversation with, well, another person.
Wow. Okay.
And that speed is possible because of this single neural network architecture like we were talking about.
232 milliseconds. So basically, no more waiting around for the AI to catch up. That's huge if they're really going for that whole natural interaction thing. But enough about the techie stuff. What can this thing actually do?
Oh, they've showcased some incredible applications. One that really stood out to me was its ability to teach someone Spanish just by, like, pointing at objects in real time.
Whoa.
Think about the implications for language learning.
Okay, that's seriously cool. And it's not just, language stuff. They also demoed GPT-4o harmonizing with a singer, like in real time.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine feeding it a melody and boom, it creates a whole harmony track on the fly.
And don't forget about that robot writing a journal entry and reacting to the sunrise. They're blurring the lines between, like, technology and creativity, pushing the boundaries of what we thought AI could do.
Okay, I am officially wowed. But let's talk about real-world performance for a sec. How does it actually stack up outside the lab?
So OpenAI's own tests show that GPT-4o matches the performance of GPT-4 Turbo, their previous text whiz.
Right.
But here's the kicker. It's way cheaper and faster to run.
So cheaper and faster. What does that tell us?
This is where it gets exciting. This suggests a future where these incredibly powerful AI tools are accessible to more than just, tech giants.
Yeah.
We're talking individuals, small businesses. The possibilities are huge.
And it's not just limited to English either, right? I was skimming the blog post, and the list of languages GPT-4o understands: Gujarati, Turkish, Vietnamese. I mean, come on.
I know it. It's mind-blowing, right?
They even use the word tokenizer. What does that even mean?
So tokenization, it's all about breaking down language into smaller units that the AI can understand, right?
Okay.
And GPT-4o's tokenizer is equipped to handle an incredibly diverse range of languages, making it a truly global AI.
Okay, so it's powerful, it's fast, it speaks the world's languages. This is starting to feel like too good to be true territory. Is there anything GPT-4 can't do?
Well, even OpenAI admits it's not perfect,
Right.
It's still under development, but they are emphasizing, like, safety and risk mitigation. They've even developed a GPT-4o risk scorecard to publicly address these potential issues. It seems they're serious about using this technology responsibly.
Which is good, because with great power and all that, right. But before we go full Spider-Man on this, we should probably unpack those potential issues a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things they highlight in the blog post is how they're using GPT-4o to, like, actually help visually impaired individuals navigate the world around them.
Wait, really? How does that even work?
So they partnered with this app called Be My Eyes. It connects visually impaired users with, sighted volunteers.
Okay.
GPT-4o basically acts as like a virtual volunteer, analyzing images and then describing the world to the user. Pretty cool, right?
That's incredible. It's not every day you see, cutting-edge AI being used to make such a tangible difference in people's lives.
And that's why OpenAI's focus on this whole responsible AI development thing is so important, right? We're not just throwing this technology out there and seeing what sticks. they're carefully considering the implications.
Yeah, that GPT-4o risk scorecard we mentioned, that seems like a pretty big deal. They're actually being transparent about the, potential downsides.
Exactly. They're acknowledging that there are risks, and they're actively working to mitigate them. They even brought in like external experts, social psychologists, misinformation researchers to like poke holes in their work.
Okay, well, that's reassuring. But I have to admit, with all this talk about potential issues, I'm curious about how they're actually rolling this thing out.
So they're taking a phased approach. Right now they're focusing on like the text and image capabilities within ChatGPT.
So ChatGPT is getting a GPT-4o upgrade. That's huge. I mean, ChatGPT is already insanely popular. What kind of changes can users expect to see?
Well, imagine uploading a picture to ChatGPT and having it analyze it for you, right?
Okay.
Ask it to describe the scene, generate captions, or even like come up with a story based on the picture.
Wait, seriously. So I could upload a picture of, say, a bunch of ingredients, and ChatGPT could help me figure out what to cook.
Exactly.
That would be a game changer for my culinary disasters, let me tell you.
And don't forget about the upcoming voice mode.
Yeah.
Soon, you'll be able to actually talk to ChatGPT as if it were, a person sitting right there with you.
Yeah.
All powered by GPT-4o.
Okay, hold on. Talking to ChatGPT, like actually having a full-blown conversation. This is getting into, like, sci-fi territory.
Well, not quite full-blown just yet. The blog post did mention that, for safety reasons, the initial audio outputs are going to be limited to, like, preset voices. But it's definitely a step towards a future where we're interacting with AI, using our voices as naturally as we, talk to each other.
Oh, okay, I am really starting to see why everyone's making such a big deal out of GPT-4o. This isn't just, like, another AI assistant. This has the potential to change how we interact with technology on a fundamental level.
Right. It's not just about, incremental improvements anymore. This is about redefining what's possible. And it's happening at a pace that's like hard to even grasp.
Honestly, my head's spinning a little bit. But before we get too caught up in the excitement, we should probably circle back to those potential issues OpenAI mentioned, just to, make sure we're not throwing caution completely to the wind.
Of course. It's important to remember that with any new technology, especially one this powerful, there are always going to be challenges and, potential downsides.
It's like we're, holding this shiny new gadget, but we need to actually read the instruction manual first before we accidentally set something on fire,
That's a great way to put it. And, OpenAI knows that this technology comes with a, huge responsibility.
Okay, so, what are some of the risks we're talking about here? The blog post mentioned something about hallucinations, which honestly doesn't sound great.
Yeah, it's not as ominous as it sounds. Basically, hallucinations are just instances where the AI, generates information that isn't actually grounded in reality.
Yeah.
So imagine asking it a question and it just responds with something totally made up.
So it's like when I try to remember what I had for breakfast this morning, and my brain just fills in the blanks with something that, seems plausible but might be totally wrong.
Exactly. And these hallucinations happen because even with all the data, and it's a massive amount that GPT-4o has been trained on, there are still gaps and inconsistencies. It's learning, but it's still under development, right?
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not like GPT-4o is, intentionally lying or anything. It's more like it's still figuring things out.
Precisely. And OpenAI is very upfront about this. They're constantly working on improving the, accuracy and reliability of GPT-4o's outputs. But yeah, no AI is perfect, at least not yet.
Well, that's good to know. It's reassuring that they're aware of the limitations and actively trying to address them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing these incredible advancements, but we're also still grappling with some really big ethical questions,
It's like we're, writing the rule book as we go along.
In many ways we are. And it seems like OpenAI gets that. They're involving all these external experts. They're being really transparent about the potential risks. And they're taking a super conscious approach to, actually releasing GPT-4o and all of its capabilities.
It sounds like they're really trying to strike that balance, between pushing the boundaries of what's possible and also making sure that this technology is actually used responsibly.
Exactly. And, ultimately, the future of AI really depends on us finding that balance. It's up to all of us, researchers, developers, policymakers, even users like you and me, to make sure that this stuff is used for good.
Wow, yeah. That's a lot to think about.
It is, but it's also incredibly exciting. We're on the cusp of a whole new era, and honestly, the possibilities are pretty much limitless. who knows what the future holds for GPT-4o and AI in general, right? But I think one thing's for sure, it's going to be an amazing ride.
Well said. And on that note, I think we've done our deep dive on GPT-4o for today. But hey, listeners, this is a conversation that's just getting started. Really keep your eyes peeled, your ears open, and those minds curious. The future of AI is waiting to be written. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one holding the pen.